International.
An international game, yep. It's a great test match. Test match international, as we call them, polo. For people who haven't seen polo before, we usually have polo on a field that is nearly twice as big as this. It's over 300 metres long and nearly 200 metres wide. Here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show for 2024, we are only down to three-a-side because the field is only a bit over 120 metres long and roughly 90 metres wide. So
playing on a smaller field, but that doesn't mean we're not going to see some great action. Now, polo, an international sport, a sport that we see right around the world. Of course, both these nations are highly regarded in the international scene.
That's right. We've just had the World Cup of Polo. It was held in Florida last year, and both these teams did very well. The Australians bowed out fairly early in the competition, but the Indians had a good run at it, but other teams won. I don't know the exact final positions, but both teams were there, and polo originated in Asia, the countries of Asia, China, places like India, in the ancient days. And it's been a drive from India, the English, when they took over the colonisation of India. They found it as a very good game, and they soon put some rules together, and the Hurling and Polo Club is renowned as the rule book is made by the Hurling and Polo Club in the UK, and they have decreed all the rules that have come out of the great game of polo in India back in the early 18th century.
Few little things for people to understand. 4 chukkers or 4 quarters, if you were thinking about it. 7 minutes a quarter. After each chukker, the riders actually change horses.
That's right. We have, you might see the horses lined up along the outside of the polo track. They're the spare horses. One horse lasts for 7 minutes. If you think of the Melbourne Cup, most people know what the Melbourne Cup is. The Melbourne Cup is run over 3,200 metres and takes about 3.5 minutes to run. So these jockeys are probably, or if you want to call them jockeys, the players are about twice the weight of a jockey, and so they're going for twice the amount of time. So 7 minutes is quite enough time for a pony to last as a chukker. We do have 4 chukkers in open polo. Normal test matches are played over 6 chukkers, but here at the show we only have time for 4. So we do an international game over 4 chukkers. The ground is very different. It's a lot smaller. It's fairly damp underfoot because we have to keep the grass growing here, and so the ball doesn't move quite as fast as us, and so it will take the players a bit of time to get used to this field. So in the first chukker, they're just sort of trying it out, seeing how it flows, and we're rolling the ground at the moment, trying to get it as firm as possible. This arena, though, is a great arena. It can take any amount of rain. And I remember being here goal umpiring on the first night of the show when we moved here, and we had 3 inches of rain during the 1 hour of the game, and not one horse slipped. So it's a fantastic ground, and a really good game of polo is about to happen out here in the Centre Arena. So the 2024 Test match between Australia and India about to get underway.
We also welcome the Deputy Consul General of India here to the council stand, sitting with the President, Mr. John Bennett, and enjoy the game, sir. And we look forward to bringing you this exciting event. Of course, Duncan, normally we had horses in the NG Stadium. We say just a nice clap. Can people clap and cheer for our competitors here this afternoon?
That's correct. With more the noise, the merrier in playing polo, so we'd love to hear your support. Hopefully some of you here supporting India. We have a huge Indian polo population just to the west of the showground here, so hopefully some of those people have seen it on their calendar and come in to support the Indian team. And of course all the Australians here, we'd love to have as much noise as possible supporting the Australian teams.
Surely we're not parochial Aussies.
Oh no, never. No, none of that. So I hope a few people cheer for the Indians, and we'll have a great game no matter how much cheering's happening. I might just run through the teams. So
please do.
So for the visitors, the Indian team, At number 1, we have Naveen Singh, whose nickname is Noddy. He's playing the number 1 position. In the number 2 position is Syed Shamsharan Ali, and his nickname is Sharma. So we might use nicknames to make it a little bit easier on the commentator. In the number 3 position is Siddhant Sharama. So we will have Noddy at number 1, Sharma at number 2, and Sid at number 3 for the Indian team. They've got different numbers on their back, but they're a bit hard to see, so we'll go with that. And for the Australian team, we have Aidan Nunn at number 1, Will Gilmore at number 3, and Jake Daniels at number 3. Jake Daniels. He's a 5-goal player. Will Gilmore's a 4-goal player, and Aidan Nunn's a 3-goal player. So that adds up to 12 goals. The Indian team, they're all 4 goals, so they also add up to 12 goals. So we played off the stick. And just to explain the handicaps, it's the reverse of golf. In golf, you start at 32 and work your way down to 0. In polo, we start at -2, so the beginner player is a -2 handicap, and the best in the world is 10-goaler. So we have out here 3 4-goalers from India, so they're very good players, and a 3, 4 and a 5-goaler, so both teams are 12 goals. So we're ready to go. We'll just announce the teams. For India first, we have in number 1 position, Naveen Singh. So they're called Noddy. In number 2 position, we have Syed Shamsaramba Ali, known as Sharma. And in third shirt is Siddhant Sharma, known as Sid. So for the Australian team, we have Aidan Nunn at 1, Will Gilmore at 2, and Jake Daniels at back. So looks like they're wearing other shirts. So we've got Will Gilmore in the number 1 shirt, Aidan Nunn the number 2 shirt, and Jake Daniels in the number 3 shirt. So we're ready to go. This is the first chukker. We're ready to start the clock. And the umpire, Mr. Ray Bruce, bowls the ball into the line out, much the as they do in rugby. And out of the line out comes India on the attack through Naveen Singh. Naveen Singh taking it over towards the side, leaves it there for Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore now turns the ball around, tapping it forward, hoping the India player to get out of the way. Has the right of way, so he taps it forward now. Now he does open the shoulders, and it's a beautiful shot down into their attacking half, but it's gone to the left of the post. Very small field here, so it takes a while for these players to get used to the length. They try and just drop the ball down the middle of the front of the goal mouth, and the forward player would collect the pass. It's all about passing the ball from one player to the next. And so India bringing it in from back line through Sid. Sid does a beautiful shot way down over the halfway line. First to it, it's going to be Aidan Nunn. He does the backhand shot. Up to the Australian player in Jake Daniels. He taps it forward. Oh, that's Will Gilmore tapping it forward. And it comes out from a backhand from the Indian side. Australia deep in defence. Will Gilmore now for Australia. He brings it around the corner. Will Gilmore with a beautiful long shot up over the halfway line. Who's on the end of the pass? 2 players riding the line. Another one comes around the corner and it's hitting the ball towards the goal. And it's a goal to Australia. First goal to Australia, so a great lot of barracking there now. And Australia in the lead by 1-0. A great goal there to Will Gilmore.
So we swap ends now, don't we?
That's right. After every goal is scored, we swap ends. That's so that there is no advantage on the run of the land. If one end's got a wet spot or something, that it's disadvantage to one team or the other. So after every goal is scored, we change direction, just to be fair. And that's the normal rules of polo. So Will Gilmore now taking the ball forward for Australia into the attacking half. Will Gilmore running down free. He's unmarked and he taps it forward, and another goal to Australia. 2-0. In the lead go Australia in the first chukker of this international test match. So on the sideline we have our New South Wales President, Mr. Peter White, who's also doing the polo pony judging for us today. So we welcome him to the ground. And a lot of polo supporters are here from the local Windsor Club, where most of these horses have come from. Into the line out there goes the ball, and India come out with it through Sid's bringing it around the corner. Sid now tapping the ball forward. He trying to line up the goals. Now he lines it up. Off to the right it goes. Who the first onto it's going to be? Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore. He takes the ball up over the halfway line. Will Gilmore on the attack. India coming back in defence. Will Gilmore with a big shot, and it's gone straight between the posts. A great goal there to Will Gilmore. 2 goals now in the first chucker to him. Then the goal, the 3 goals now to nil. No, they believe it went to the right of the post, so it's a behind. So only 2 goals. 2 goals to Australia. So that one was a big high shot and very hard to see whether it's gone over the post or not. So must have gone just to the right of the post. India now with Sid. He takes a big long shot, beautiful long shot right down to the goalmouth, putting India right on the attack. Who's going to be there? It's Aidan Nunn saves the day for Australia with a backhand shot. On the end of the pass, is Noddy. Noddy turns it around, and the Indians come up with again through Noddy. Noddy taking the ball towards the goal. India on the attack, tapping it forward, and through the goal it goes. A great reply to India. They're on the scoreboard. 2 goals to 1 now. Australia over India. Over halfway through the first chucker. So the Indians taking a while to get used to this field. And the way of play here at the Sydney Showground. It's the lines, the rules of Polo are bent a little bit just to make the game a little bit faster. So the ball comes out of the line out. On the end of it's the Australian player through and Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn takes around the corner now. He's free, running free, heading down, barking going on here by the Australian player to keep the Indian player out of the run, and it's left there on the ground for Sid. He's going to bring the ball out. Indians. They've got control of the ball now. Sharma now brings the ball out for India. Tapping the ball up. And Sids does a near side play. Great passing between the Indians. They're really getting together now with their inside play, a near side play, and it's a goal. India coming back, 2 goals all now in the second chucker. Bit over 2 minutes to go in the first chucker. And all tied up, 2 goals apiece. India coming back now. They're a very good team. 3-4 goalers, so well-balanced team. You could see then they passed the ball to each other and scored another quick goal. Good backhand there from Aidan Nunn. The Indians are first to it through Noddy. Noddy's there. He turns around for India, called to leave it and go forward by Sharma. Sharma hits the ball up, met there by Jake Daniels. Jake Daniels for Australia. Up over the halfway line he goes. He's run free. That's Aidan Nunn, sorry. Aidan Nunn, just a bit ambitious with that shot. Goes well wide of the post. Aidan Nunn, rush of blood there. So, Indians to breathe a sigh of relief. 2 goals all in the first chucker. Sid brings it in from the back line. Does a glorious shot up over halfway line. Who's on the end of it? It's Aidan Nunn. Turns it around, changes the line. No, Jake Daniels is in there on the grey pony. Jake Daniels can't get control of it. Indian players each side of him, and Indians coming up with it, tapping it forward. Jake Daniels comes in, steals the ball. It looks like they're killing snakes out there, but here comes Australia out of the lineup, and that's the first bell. 30 seconds left to go in the first chucker. Australia running free. Next to it's going to be Alex Sharma. Sharma turns it around for India. On the end of that pass, Will Gilmore, he turns around for Australia. Great pass up to Aidan Nunn. He does a good shot towards the goal, but it's just to the right of the post. That'll end the first chucker. So that's the first chucker all finished.
First chucker done, all locked up 2 apiece. Australia got an early run on it. Looked like they were going to run away. But the Indian players riding borrowed horses here this year, and starting to fill the NG Stadium and bringing it all back to be locked up with the first quarter, the first chucker. Run said 1 and done. Of course, we are awarding a couple of very special trophies here this afternoon too, Duncan.
That's right, the FL Bragg Trophy for the champion pony. The award for winning this game is the Telegraph Cup, provided by the Gold Cup, provided by the Packer family. And then the team of 3 ponies is the Cayuga Cup. And it's a great trophy to win that one too. And 3 rugs come with it. So a great trophy here, some great prizes from the RES and our supporters at Polo. We haven't played here at the show since 2019, so it's great to have the players back on the ground and Polo back at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. A huge honour to be here.
The Polo horse that we see our riders ride, it's almost purpose-bred these days, or sometimes we still use the thoroughbred, but a very specific type of horse, as you were saying before. They've got to run very hard for 7 minutes and do some serious miles in that time.
Yeah, and they're not just going at one speed like a racehorse does. They're stopping and turning, accelerating, braking, turning again, getting bumped by another horse. So it's a very physical game. We call it rugby on horseback in a lot of ways. And so quite a physical game. The horses are 70% of the game. If you've got a really good horse, then that's, as I say, 70% of the game. So they save their best horses for the first chukker and the last chukker. Just on the first chukker, you need your best horse so that you can concentrate on hitting the ball. The horses, as I said, play 70% of the game because they position you. They learn to follow the ball and position you at the right distance so that you can hit it as long as they've got a right of way. And you can see them riding together if they're marking up, and they push the other horses trying to get it and trying to get you in position so you can hit the ball. So a good polo pony is worth their weight in gold.
What do we call the, is it a mallet?
Polo mallet, that's right. Some people think you try and hit it on the end of the stick, but it's the broad part of the side of the stick that we hit the ball with. And they're usually about 52 inches long. If you've got a very tall horse, then you might have a 53-inch stick. As I said earlier, the game was inaugurated in India, and the British still go by aren't a metric nation, so everything's in inches still in the polo world. Just to confuse us. Yeah, that's right. So it's a great game. Polo ponies are usually about 15 hands. Usually 15 to 16 hands. 16 hands is probably a bit big, but they need to be nimble to turn the corners. And we're underway again in the second chukker. Australia back on the attack through Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore hits the ball down to the corner, but it's gone over the back line.
So Australia at the moment running towards the Vincent Fairfax, India running towards the big screen.
That's correct. So after every goal, we change directions, and India now bring the ball in through Sid. Sid taps it forward, leaves it there for Sharma. Sharma now with a big shot. Trying to get a pass up to Sid on the near side play. Sid taps it forward. Noddy coming the opposite direction. And Australia now come up with the ball. A neat pass from Jake Daniels to Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn taking the ball down into the attacking half, does the backhand shot to get a pass back to Will Gilmore, which is half successful. India player that you could see riding the Aidan Nunn off the ball. Or Will Gilmore, and now we've got Sid pulling it in from the back line. He does a beautiful lofted shot well up over the halfway line, lands it right beside Noddy, but he didn't quite see it, leaves it there for Aidan Nunn. He does the backhand shot. A great pass to Jake Daniels. He does another pass up to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore doesn't quite get. The Indian player came in and rode him off, so great play there by Noddy, turning it round. Saving the day for India. Now he's got the right of way. Noddy does a beautiful lofted shot up to a good pass up to his other player, but hooked out of it by Jake Daniels. Leaves it there for Aidan Nunn. He brings it up over the halfway line. Over the top of it he goes. Indian player comes in, and that's Sharma. Sharma now bring the ball out towards the sideline. Sharma with a great play. He's hit it 3 or 4 times, going towards the sideline, and that'll be a penalty shot to Australia. So we like to keep the ball in the middle of the field. So if it goes out over the sideline, it's a penalty hit to the other team that didn't hit it out. So Australia now on the attack through Jack Daniels. He gets a lofted shot. Doesn't go as far as he'd like. Leaves it there for Noddy. Noddy now tapping the ball forward for India. He leaves it there for Sid. Sid now brings it up to over the halfway line. Opens his shoulder with a great lofted shot. Great pass, and Indian players, Noddy's on the end of the pass, and he taps it through. A great goal to team play there from India, and it's 3 goals to 2. India in the lead for the first time in the second chukker. of this four-chucker game.
Better get behind them here in the NG Stadium. Let's cheer for Team Australia. They're now behind.
Yep, they can hear you out there, so everyone needs to be cheering, making a racket. So, umpire Ray Bruce throws the ball into the line-out. Australia through Will Gilmore comes out with it, but he can't get the shot in. Leaves it there, and Will Gilmore now turning around. He takes it over across the field. Will Gilmore for Australia. Jack Daniels going and trying to get in front so he can get the pass. Jake Daniels out in front and gets the pass nicely, taps it forward, but can't get as much on angle on as he wanted, and it goes out over the back line. Australia on the attack. India breathing a sigh of relief. 3.5 minutes to go in the second chukker. India now. Sid and Sharma at the back. There, Sid now. Bring the ball forward on the grey pony, and he's got another good lofted shot. That's the way to get the ball going, and here at the Royal Easter Show, the ground's fairly sticky. Doesn't bounce as well as some grounds. India still on the attack. Sid now. Sharma's there, leaves it for Sid. He's got the right of way. He opens the shoulders and a beautiful shot, trying to get ball down a Noddy, but it's gone just to the left of the post. So, Jack Daniels watches that one goes over the back line. Jake brings the ball in now. Bit over 2 minutes to go. Jake Daniels. He's caught, takes it with him, tapping it forward. Now he opens the shoulders and ball's gone up over the halfway line. Great pass to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore now heading towards the goal. He's got a stab in front and he taps it forward, and there's the reply. 3-3 now. 2.5 minutes to go in the second chukker. That's all locked up again. 3-3. Australia versus India. Great international match game going on here in the Centre Arena. Energy Arena, we call it?
The NG Stadium, new deal done with
NG Stadium,
new deal done with the Giants. Actually similar to AFL we're seeing out here. Bit of a mix, horses, AFL, balls flying around. No behinds in this game though. It's only a point if you get it through the goal.
That's correct. And I still call it the JK Mackay Arena. And Australia's on the attack again through Jake Daniels, but it's gone to the right of the post. Not quite getting the radar right. Australia on the attack. So, second half of the second chukker. Australia's had the better run of it. Sid now brings it in from the back line. No, that's Sharma. Sharma hits the ball up to trying to find Sid. On the end of it, though, is Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn does the backhand shot, changes the line. Another backhand shot from Will Gilmore. And a great pass. Aidan Nunn's on the end of it. Can he bring it into the goal mouth? Aidan Nunn bring it around the corner. Aidan Nunn tapping the ball forward, lining it up, and it's gone right across the mouth of the goal. You wouldn't read about it, Tim.
So close yet so far. Still all locked up at 3-3.
That's correct. And India now trying to get out of the goal mouth. Sid now brings it in from the back line. On the grey horse, does a neat pass up to Sharma. And can he get it up to Noddy? And it's a beautiful pass. He's up there, but Jake Daniels got him covered. So you can see Jake pushing him out of the way. Jake Daniels taps it forward, changes direction, then quickly goes around with the ball. Jake Daniels now for Australia. He takes it forward. Who's on the end of the pass? There's a horse race now. And the first bell goes. 30 seconds to go. Turning it around is Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn now does a beautiful lofted shot up to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore, but the ball's rolling and goes over the back line. So that'll be into the second chukker. So at half time, it's all tied up at 3 goals apiece.
Well, today all brought to you, all thanks to the Thoroughbred Breeders, of course, sponsor of our magnificent Pope and Crane. And the broadcast box, Thoroughbred Breeders, and they have a great organisation called TBA Next Crop. You might be just a little bit too old for this, Duncan, but if you're under 30, you want to get involved in the Thoroughbred Breeding Association, then all you need to do is go to thoroughbredbreeders.com.au or tba.com.au. You can meet amazing people, grow into the industry and become an industry leader. And we thank the Thoroughbred Breeders for their generous support, bringing us all the action from the broadcast box here throughout the day. Day number 8, Good Friday at the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Plenty of action still to come this afternoon. We have tent pegging at 5:25 or thereabouts. And at 6 o'clock tonight, it's the Wranglers Rodeo. Here we have the rough stock, all thanks to the Gill brothers. Happy Gill and the team are going to be bringing all the action. We've got the rough stock and, of course, the exciting bulls. Who's going to be able to ride the 8-second ride, the ultimate test of man and beast, going here in the NG Stadium at 6 o'clock tonight.
And won't that be a great run? Some great rides last night. A few got around, but I think the bulls came out on top.
There was only one ride in the bull. We had 6 competitors, only one rode the 8 seconds.
Yeah. It's a pretty tough thing to do. I don't think I'd like to do that one. I think I'm a bit young for that.
The toughest sport in the world is bull riding. Great to be able to bring you that action later this afternoon. Interesting here, Duncan, all locked up. The first chukker, we saw a bit of a runaway. The second chucker's really brought it down to lock in a goal apiece, or locks it in at 3-all. It's anyone's game at this place. Throw a blanket over these two teams. They've really met their match, haven't they?
That's right. And that's the way the handicappers like it. We, whatever visiting team is sent out here, we match them in the goal ratings. And, the Indian team, 3-4 goals, so they're probably more balanced. Our team has a 3, a 4 and a 5, so they're all still on 12 goals. And so off the stick the game is. They say they're all nil-all at the first chukker. So 3 goals. It's a great game here. Some beautiful horses. We've got our pony judge, Mr. Peter White, down watching the game intently, trying to pick out a team of 3 and a champion pony.
Well, it's an Aussie team out there. I always like to do this. Come on, Sydney. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
There we go. So we've got lots of Australian support. Here today, the second chukker, third chukker now. At half time, they have a bit of a longer break. We're just about to start the third chukker. We'll start with a hit into the Indian team from the back line. So Sid brings the ball in. He taps it up, and on the end of the pass is going to be Sharma. Sharma now in control of the ball. He taps it forward. Sharma waiting for Sid to go up in front of him. Now he does that, and he hits it up the middle, and it's only Australian players on the end of it. He hits the backhand, goes into a horse's foot, and that'll be a force coming off the stick.
Nearly scored an own goal there.
Nearly, yeah. So let's stop the clock if we can. The umpire's blown his whistle, and so that's going to be what is corner in hockey or soccer. That's what we call a force, which is a penalty 6. And that's a hit from the 60-yard line, where adjacent to where the ball went over the back line. So as you saw, it was fairly close to the post. As you said, it was nearly an own goal. So the Indians, with a great opportunity here to get ahead in the first part of the second half of the game. Chukker number 3. Only 30 seconds into the chukker. India with a penalty goal. Penalty 6, which is equivalent to a quarter in hockey or soccer, where a defender has put the ball over the back line. So I think it's going to be Sid to come in and take the penalty shot. He's teed the ball up. The umpire calls play, and he's walking in to hit the ball, and it's a beautiful lofted shot, and our flag's up over the flags. Yep. So a great goal there. No, it's gone to the right of the post. Sorry, gone to the right of the post. So it's a we'll just the umpire's called it. It's gone to the right of the post. So it'll be a behind hit to Australia. So Jake Daniels brings the ball in for the back line on his big, beautiful brown horse. Great pass up to Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn does a good neck shot. No, that was, Aidan Nunn. He's taken up to over the halfway line. And Aidan, the Indian player comes around the corner, and it does a good shot into the attacking half. Jake Daniels back in defence though. Can he do a better backhand now? He takes it forward, taps it forward again. Jake Daniels, deep in defence. Now he's waiting for his players to go forward. Jake Daniels. Aidan Nunn comes in there, changing line, changes very quickly here at the Sydney Showground. Aidan Nunn on the grey pony. He gets the better of the play, brings the ball out. And leaves the ball there for Jake Daniels. No, it's Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore taking the ball up over the halfway line. No one in front of him. Will Gilmore heading to goal. Taps it forward. Good defence from the Australian players, riding out the other Indian players, and he makes sure of it. It's a goal to Australia. 4 goals to 3 now. Australia in the lead by 1 goal in the second half here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show for 2024. A great test match unfolding in front of us. Very even game. All the Indian players on borrowed horses. The Australians on some borrowed horses, but some of them their own, so they may have the advantage. But they're playing on, some of them played on this ground before. It's hard ground to get used to. Australia now on the attack again. Indians hit a backhand through Sid. He's turned the ball around, but Jake Daniels the first one to get onto the new line. Taking the ball into the attacking half for Australia. Out towards the sideline though. He's got a lot of work to do to bring it around. He likes to go around to the right. Over the top he goes. The ball's sitting there on the ground, and Aidan Nunn with the backhand shot hits a pony, and India come out on over the halfway line. Over the top goes Sid. Sid's over the top, but Sharma's there now. Sharma trying to keep control of the line of the ball, which he's got. Sharma getting his players to go forward so he can pass the ball up to him. Now he does a good long shot out to the right of the post though, and Aidan Nunn will watch that one go over the back line. Australia breathe a sigh of relief. 3.5 minutes to go in the third chukker. Score of 4 goals to 3 to Australia. Jake Daniels brings the ball in from the back line. Will Gilmore goes back to cover for him, turns the ball down to the left, and on the end of the pass is going to be Sid for India. He's over the top of it though, leaves it there for Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn with a goal, shot at goal from long range, and it goes to the left of the post. So a big thank you to our umpire Ray Bruce and our goal umpires who are in attendance here to try and keep the game flowing and adjudicate on the goals. India now bring the ball in from the back line. Sharma goes over the top, leaves it there for Sid. Sid on the black horse. Does a big shot, just gets up to the halfway line. First to it's going to be Aidan Nunn. He does a pass for Jake Daniels, leaves it there for Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore now. People going at angles, all safe. And that was Noddy turning the ball around for India. So Australia now turning around again on the halfway line. Through Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore taking the ball up, being stopped by an Indian player. So turn it around now. Sid now brings the ball forward for India with a great shot down in the goalmouth. Back there in defence is Jake Daniels with a beautiful outward backhander. Great pass to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore now taking the ball down towards the halfway line. Leaves it there for Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn on the grey pony. Let the ball doesn't go towards it. Jake leaves there for Jake Daniels. He drags it down forward. And the umpire doesn't blow the whistle, so we're going on for the game. India now hacking. Jake Daniels back in defence. And the ball's looking pretty good, but it's gone just to the left of the post. Long range shot there from India. And the ball goes over the back line. Australia, 4 goals to 3. 1:30 left in the chukker. Jake Daniels now bring the ball in on this beautiful brown pony. Ball does his way up. He gets the next shot in. Taps it forward, and Jake Daniels going forward with the ball. It is other players to get past to. Great pass there to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore, but a great backhand from Sid. Saves the day for India. And now we have stop the clock because the umpire's blown the whistle. If you can stop the clock. So the umpire blown the whistle. One of the few rare times he's actually blown the whistle. He's awarded a penalty 5A, I think, a hit on, no, 5B, hit from the centre of the field. As is a small field, one shot from the 5B will be well down past the goalpost. So 5B was the Indian player had the right of lay, and the Australian player came in and didn't give him enough room to do his shot. So the umpire's blown the whistle. So That's Sharma taking the penalty shot. He does a beautiful lofted shot, and it's just to the left of the post. So the radar not quite locked in yet for the Indian Sharma. Australia in the lead by 1 goal. India hard on the attack. Jake Daniels taps the ball forward. Now does a shot in front of the goal, trying to get it up to Will Gilmore. Jake Daniels, Will Gilmore taps it forward. He's up over the halfway line. Will Gilmore for Australia, tapping the ball forward, keeping it under control. Will Gilmore lifts it up in the air and drags it forward through the goal. A great goal there from Will Gilmore. And Australia go out to a 5-3 lead at the end of the third chukker.
Well, Duncan McIntyre, it has been some riveting polo this evening, and great to see the crowd getting right behind the Australian team too. I know we've got a number of wonderful Indian supporters here, and the Deputy Indian Consul General here enjoying the game with our President. Up here in the Thoroughbred Breeders broadcast box, I have Cecilia O'Gorman. What a day we've had with our mighty Thoroughbreds.
Lindsay, we've had a great day. We've had so much fun out here on Thoroughbred Day, and we're delighted to be involved with it.
Today we awarded the Pope Cup and the F.L. Crane Trophy. Now, F.L. Crane, very well-known polo player, Mr. Crane, loved his thoroughbreds as well. It's been a real celebration of all that's great in the horse industry in Australia. A lot of the work your organisation is doing supports young people starting their careers.
Yeah, it does. So that's something we're really passionate about here at Thoroughbred Breeders Australia, is bringing new people into our industry and setting them up for a really successful career. So we developed a training program called Fast Track. So it's a 12-month program, fully funded by TBA and some other great people, or organisations I should say, that help us fund this. So you spend 12 months working on a leading thoroughbred stud farm. We organise for you to go to TAFE, you study Certificate 3 in horse breeding, which is a formal qualification. And on top of that, we do a lot of personal development stuff, extracurricular activities, field trips. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a wonderful thing you're doing with Fast Track, and I almost resent that I'm too old to start it, because it just sounds like a great foundation over 12 months in the industry. But for those of us in the crowd that just love our horses, want to look after them, tbalearning.com is the go-to for horse care and welfare.
It is, yeah. So TBA Learning is what we like to call the thoroughbred industry's home for online learning. We have 20 different courses. It's free to sign up and become a learner, and it's really there for anyone who has an interest in horse care and welfare.
Well, from here in the Thoroughbred Breeders broadcast box, we're bringing you our polo today with Duncan McIntyre.
And great to get back and on the field. We've started the fourth and final chukker, and Australia hit deep in defence. India on the attack, but the ball's gone to the right of the post. So they're ready to go. 5-3. India need to do some work to get back a few more goals. And a great pass from Jake Daniels up to Will Gilmore. But a good right off there from Sid. Sid turns it around for India. Jake Daniels back now. He's deep in defence. He turns around for Australia. Sid now on the end of the pass. Well, that's Noddy coming now on the front of him. A good blocking play there from Sid. Sharma there. India on the attack with the right away. Sharma lines up the ball. It's heading towards the goal. In between is Jake Daniels. He taps it down, changes the line, and has done another force. No, it's gone behind. It's been called a behind. Just came off a horse there. So Jake Daniels takes the ball across the mouth of the goal. Great pass up to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore now leaves the rose over the top, leaves it there for an Indian player. It's not, he turned it around and it's gone just to the left of the post. Great attacking play there from India through Noddy, but it just goes across the front of the mouth of the goal. Australia in the lead by 5-3 in the fourth and final chukker. Jake Daniels bring the ball in for Australia, tapping it forward. Now he's got the right away, hard right off there from Sid. Noddy's there, Noddy turns around. Will Gilmore's in there. He taps it forward, leaves it there for Sharma. Sharma now heading towards goal for India, but doesn't quite get the angle on the play that he wanted. Over the back line again. Australia finding it difficult to get out of their own goal mouth. India desperately want a few more goals. 5-3 to Australia. Handy lead here in the fourth and final chukker. Jake Daniels gets the ball up to Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore taking the ball up over the halfway line. Will Gilmore for Australia, tapping it forward. His pony kicks it forward for him. He knows what's going on, and he hits a great shot and scores another great goal there. Will Gilmore, take a bow. A great goal for Australia. And they run out to a very handy lead of 6-3. Let's hear it for the Indian team. Can they come back in the fourth and final chukker? They've got 4 minutes, so it's not undoable. 4 minutes to go in this game. India. They've got the idea of the field and the game here. It's very fast and furious. India on the attack now. Through Noddy. Noddy's bring the ball up into the attacking half. Bit of cat and mouse, trying to not use the horse as a shield, but India, Noddy gets the ball up into the goal mouth and it goes between the posts. A great goal there, long distance one. I think that might have been Sid with a great play from the back. A great goal nonetheless to India, and that brings them within 2 goals. 6-4 now. Just 2 quick goals more from India and we'll be all tied up again. Great test match here in the centre arena. Energy Stadium, and India on the attack again off the end of the line out through Sid. Sid takes the ball into the attacking half. Sid, he taps it forward, gets clear, taps it forward. Jake Daniels there, but it goes between the posts. A great goal. There you go. 2 quick goals from India. 5-4. 1 goal game. A very exciting finish here coming up in the Energy Stadium. 2024 Polo back in the main arena. And a great game here. 1 goal in it. Back into the line out. They've changed direction yet again. Australia, can they get the ball out of the line out? India's got it, tapping it forward. The shot. And Noddy's out there. Noddy going towards goal. India on the attack again, but it goes just to the left. Over the back line. So, Australia, breathe a sigh of relief. 2 quick goals from India. They're really getting the hang of this field now. Jake Daniels does the big shot from the back line, trying to get a pass up to Will Gilmore. Has gone too far. And the Indian players over the top. Noddy was, and leaves it there for Will Gilmore. He does a great shot down into the goal mouth. Will it has legs to go over the back line just to the right of the post. Great long distance shot from Will Gilmore. A fantastic pass from Jake Daniels. And the Australian players on the attack. India now, they need 1 more goal to get back even. And it's a beautiful shot from Sid. Sid up over the halfway line. First one to it's going to be, though, Aidan Nunn. Aidan Nunn turns a beautiful backhand shot. On the end of the passes, Will Gilmore. Will Gilmore. And I think the umpire's whistle's gone to stop the clock. So you might have seen Will Gilmore flying down the line, the ball that was travelling, and the Indian player came across and didn't quite have enough room to do it safely. So the umpire blows the whistle and pulls the game up. The rules of polo are all about the safety of horse and rider. So anything that infringes that safety becomes too dangerous, then the umpire will blow the whistle. And they've awarded a penalty 4, which is a hit from the 60-yard line. So the Indians can defend the goal and come up to the 30-yard line, 30 yards from the ball, and the Australian players can go forward and try and guide the ball in if it's going wide. So we've got Will Gilmore, takes the penalty shot. It's a lofted shot. Is it straight? Looks pretty good. No, it's gone wide to the left of the post. So behind there to Australia. India, breathe a sigh of relief. They're 1 goal behind. 1 minute 20 seconds, or just under a minute to go. The bell will go, and that'll, unless the scores are tied at 30 seconds. So Australia now. Jake Daniels over the top of the ball, leaves it there for Sharma. Sharma teeing the ball up. Can he get a good shot at goal? They need 1 quick goal. Fast running out of time, and it's Australia 6-5. 30 seconds left in the game. Ball goes down. Jake Daniels watches the ball go over the back line. So we're fast running out of time. Australia, a very exciting game. Have India got time to get 1 more goal? Australia trying to slow it down. Jake Daniels brings it forward. And he's got players going either side. Jake Daniels sends the ball well up over the halfway line. A beautiful lofted shot from Jake Daniels. And that's all she wrote. The first bell goes to end the game. Australia coming out the winners by 1 goal. A great game of polo here in the versus India in the Test match. Couldn't get much closer than that, but Australia coming out the winners, 6 goals to 5. And a big thank you to the Indian players for coming. We have Colonel Najit Singh, who is the coach of the Indian team, and he really G'd them up after the Australians got out to a handy lead in the early part of the first chukker, and the coach got them going and the Indians made a great game of it. So Australia wins by 1 goal, closest margin. We'll soon have the prize giving down on the edge of the field, and we'll get back to Lindsay Douglas and the Thoroughbred Breeders Australia.
A wonderful organisation, Duncan McIntyre. I tell you what, this man works some serious hours out here. Counsellor, chief steward of our show horse ring today, and straight into jumping on the mic for polo, a man of many talents.
Absolutely, very busy.
Cecilia, we've been talking about the wonderful work that thoroughbred breeders do, not only advocating for the industry, representing the industry and forging a path, but for the next generation coming through, you have a wonderful initiative for young people called Next Crop.
Yes, we do, Lindsay. So Next Crop's quite a new initiative for us here at TBA. We just launched it last year, and essentially it's a young breeders association for anyone aged 36 and under. It is free to join. You actually don't even have to work in the thoroughbred industry to be a member of Next Crop. If you have any interest in learning more about what we do, or breeding or racing, we would love you to head to Thoroughbred Breeders Australia and sign up.
Well, Cecilia O'Gorman, we have 3 great initiatives then. Fast Track if you want to do a year learning everything about the industry at the best studs. Secondly, if you want to learn online about how to look after your horses, it's tbalearning.com. And third, if you're under 36 years of age and you're part of the next generation of breeders, you can join Next Crop through Thoroughbred Breeders. Cecilia O'Gorman, thanks for your support today, and what a great day we've had.
Thanks, Lindsay. We've loved being a part of it.
Well, we're going to send off our polo players now, India and Australia, in a lap of honour around the arena. Put your hands together, Sydney. So we're going to do the presentation of the Polo Gold Cup Perpetual Trophy. It is a beautiful gold twin-handled trophy cup that was designed by W.J. Sanders of Sydney and retailed by the Hardy brothers, donated by the late Sir Frank Packer, who was a well-known polo player and an RAS councillor from 1963 to 74 when he passed away. The trophy was first awarded in 1953 to the winner of the Royal Easter Show Polo Tournament, and it used to be called the Daily Telegraph Polo Cup. Today it is the Polo Gold Perpetual Cup, and it has been awarded not for 5 years, so it's great that we are able to make the presentation here today. Tim Dreverman, down to you from the Thoroughbred Breeders broadcast box.
Thank you, Lindsay. We are just pulling all of our riders together here. It is a great pleasure to have our coach of the Indian team, Colonel Navit Singh, as our presenter here this afternoon. And what an amazing tournament we saw. Great to see the magnificent Gold Cup as donated and in memory of Sir Frank Packer. Of course, the Packer family, synonymous here with the Sydney Royal Easter Show. Still today, they donate the cattle for our camp draft that we see out here in the main arena for the first 6 nights. And this trophy, of course, Sir Frank, a councillor here at the Royal Agricultural Society for many years. The runner-up in the Gold Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Naveen Singh, Sid Shahir Ali and Sidhurst Sharma, our team from India, coming down here and presenting here. They will receive the red ribbon here, our runner-up team. Come out into the arena. We don't want that backdrop. We want the nice backdrop. And Colonel Navit Singh is going to present. Gentlemen, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was a lovely day and we love to play here.
Do you get to play in a stadium like this in India?
No, this is the first experience with the stadium like this. It's amazing to see the crowd and, you know, they were cheering for both the teams. Thank you so much for inviting us to play here.
And lovely borrowed horses that you got to ride on here this week as well. Some lovely Australian polo ponies.
Yes, we are going to try more horses for the international. It's going to be fun. I'm going to please come and watch the game. It'll be lovely.
Well, congratulations. We have the ribbons going on here to our team from India. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Gold Cup, the team from Australia by 1 goal in the end, Aidan Nunn, Will Gilmore and Jack Daniels. Or Jake, if I can read my own writing. Yes, I did say Jack Daniels. Gentlemen, congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. It was good fun. It got pretty close. I thought we started well, and then they played really, really well in the second and third, and yeah, we got a bit of luck at the end, so it was good.
Mate, obviously polo normal in a field 3 times the size. Come into the small form, it's almost like the 2020 of polo, isn't it? And in front of a great crowd here in the NG Stadium, it must be a bit of a thrill as a player.
It's awesome. I came and watched GWS play from up there a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, and then to come and play here, it's really good fun. It can be a little slippery at times, but and the horses look, they look around a lot, but it is really good fun. Yeah.
Polo almost has that crossover to the AFL, doesn't it? It's pretty rough sport out there. You get pretty physical. There's bumping and rubbing of players.
Yeah, there is, and there's a lot. It's all about the guy without the ball. The guy with the ball's doing the least. It's the guy without it, in the background that's doing all the work. So, yeah, to make the guy with the ball look good. Yeah, very much like AFL.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Winning this magnificent trophy, Lindsay Douglas, Aidan Nunn, Will Gilmore and Jake Daniels.
Yes, Tim Dreverman. We'll see the presentation in just a moment of the Cayuga Perpetual Cup, and that goes to the team of 3 playing ponies, judged to be the best throughout the test match. And as we know with our chuckers, they have 4 horses each out there, so the team of the 3 best for 1 individual player. That'll be presented in just a moment. We'll also have the presentation of the FL Bragg Perpetual Trophy for the individual best pony of the Polo Teams Challenge.
Well, the team of three. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Will Gilmore's Ticklish, Canoodle and Classify. The best team of three polo ponies here. And Lindsay Douglas, another award that is steeped in history.
Oh, it certainly is, Tim Dreverman, the Cayuga Perpetual Cup. A beautiful piece of silverware that's going to be presented. It's a George II sterling silver twin-handled loving cup with scroll handles, made in 1746 in London by William Williams. It's donated by the McIntyre family. It was first presented here back in 74. And Cayuga is the name of a property many will know at Muswellbrook, owned by the McIntyre family, established back in 1827. Dr. McIntyre was a member of the RAS Council from 77, and he was Senior Vice President from 94 until 2003. And in the past, it's gone the way of the likes of Kevin Johnson, Lockie Gilmore, Tom Hunt's won it. We've seen Johnny Carl Betzer take it out all the way back in 1994. And Kelvin Johnson's had his name on there more than once, that's for sure. But today, a new name is inscribed.
It's all right, Will, I can name them for you. Ticklish, Canoodle and Classify. Well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Lovely team of, are they your own horses?
Yep, they're three that I bred at home in Queensland, and two of them, it's their first trip away, and they've just got better and better, and very, very privileged to receive this award.
A lot of time and effort goes into preparing this team, a huge team behind you, making it all happen, keeping them fit and healthy. They do huge miles, and then even having them here ready for competition.
Yeah, it's a big day for the grooms. We had to truck them in an hour and a half and get them here nice and early so they could be prepared to play. All the girls and guys at home do long hours and do an amazing job with them, so we're very lucky to have them.
Any bloodlines that are of note in these three?
Probably not. Just polo bred horses that we have at home. So yeah.
The Gilmore name synonymous with Polo. Will Gilmore with Ticklish, Canoodle and Classify. Lindsay Douglas win our best team of three polo ponies. Homebred, home produced and home ridden by the one and only Will Gilmore.
Well, the final trophy of the night about to be presented. It's the FL Bragg Perpetual Trophy, and it's awarded to the individual best polo pony of the tournament. It is a very nice piece of silverware indeed in honour of FL Bragg from Aberdeen, who was a father of a former RAS president, Mr. A.W. Bragg, and was a well-known polo player as well. It's gone the way in the past of the likes of Glenn Gilmore with his nomination of Amber, and Nonchalant the year before that. Kelvin Johnson took it out with Bounty and Matt Grimes with Reward, but it has been 4 long years since we have awarded this prestigious trophy.
Lindsay Douglas, I have the result. It was ridden by Sameed Shahir Ali. It is Lance Shepherd's from Scones horse, the horse We. Congratulations. Hey, Lance Shepherd, a huge thank you. He mounted our entire Indian team for 4 chuckers here today. And Sameed picks up on this lovely pony of Lance Shepherd's. Shameed, a lovely horse, and you win this very lovely trophy.
Yes, she's a fantastic mare. I loved it. Thank you to Lance for letting us the horses. She's a lovely mare.
Do we need to talk to Lance? Would it be one you'd like to take home?
Yeah, I would love to take her home. And the one in the last chucker I played, they're fantastic horses. Thank you so much for lending us the horses.
Lindsay Douglas, a massive thank you again. Lance Shepherd providing all those magnificent horses for our Indian team. Well done to Saheed Shamir Ali, and we being our champion single horse of the show for 2024.
Tim Dreverman, it's been a wonderful afternoon with our international polo tournament. And boys and girls, don't go anywhere. You're about to see a fast and furious horse sport that dates back to many, many centuries ago and has some somewhat gorish origins. We'll also have our Wrangler Federation Rodeo coming up this evening. Tent pegging not too far away, but for now we're going to cast our eyes to the big screen for a couple of words from our wonderful supporters.